Hey guys, so we have some big energy to talk about today. We are in a day that is again really emphasizing the Jupiterian energy. We have several planets making trines to Jupiter in the sky, and this is really bringing some upliftment and some positive outcomes to things. But today, Mercury, the mind, is the main planet that is forming the exact trine to Jupiter in the sky. This could be some big ideas, some big information, some big conversations, some big revelations, figuring things out, and some deep and penetrating insight could be really wrapped up in this as well. We also have our third quarter square moon energy today, the moon in the sign of Leo, forming the square to the sun in Scorpio. We could be feeling sort of a bit passionate, inspired, or fired up to complete something today, to conquer a challenge, or to bring a resolution to something that we've sort of been working towards throughout the course of this month. And some more big news that we have going on today is Venus leaving Scorpio, entering the sign of Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter, putting more of an emphasis on this Jupiterian energy in the context and realms of relationships and finances. So we've got a lot to talk about today, you guys. Lots of energy playing out. Let's get into this chart. Let's see how these aspects are coming together and what perhaps we may be able to anticipate in our journey through life today. Welcome back to my channel, you guys. Today is November 16th, 2022. My name is Aubrey, and this is your astrological outlook of the day. If you guys stick with me till the end of the report, we're also going to be looking at a collective tarot reading for the day as well, because I like to tap the field from more than one modality to get a more well-rounded overall view of whatever is playing out for us on an energetic level on any given day. But we always start with the astrology, you guys. We are starting with the astrology today. We're starting with the astrology right now. And it's some very interesting astrology that we have playing out today, you guys. I just want to tell you first and foremost, right off the bat, the position of the sun today, 25 degrees of Scorpio. That Sabian symbol is an X-ray photograph, helps with the diagnosis. And so we have an X-ray photograph, which is talking about this penetrating insight into something, seeing something that helps with the diagnosis, seeing to the root of the problem through like an X-ray vision, right? That like helps zone in on what is really going on here and what has been going on like behind the scenes and under the surface and where we haven't been able to see, to perceive. This is the Sabian symbol associated with the position of the sun himself today. And we are simultaneously talking, like I said, about a trine that is going on in water signs with Mercury in Scorpio, this deep penetrating insight, and Jupiter in the sign of Pisces. Now, Jupiter expands things, you guys. This is the bird's eye perspective. This is the overhead view. This is seeing from the top of the mountain. This is also truth, freedom, and wisdom in a trine, which is a facilitating aspect, which assists things to happen. Jupiter in the sign of Pisces, this is also a very strong Jupiter placement as well. Jupiter is the original ruler of the sign of Pisces, so Jupiter is in a sign of rulership, very strong, very pure, infusing some spiritual, divine truth into perhaps what we are gaining an expansive awareness of today. So things to keep in mind as we are beginning this report and sort of looking at what may be to come throughout the day, the way this energy is unfolding. We're talking about an X-ray photograph helping with the diagnosis, while simultaneously Mercury Scorpio energy, which already, like I said, has this deep penetrating insight into things and is looking for the root of the problem, looking for like the core of things, with X-ray vision, okay, being expanded in like a very just supersized way with this Jupiter influence, and it's being facilitated again by this trine aspect. So we are looking at perhaps some big news, some big information, some big revelations, some big ideas as well to solve problems or to diagnose problems or to expose problems or to see under the depths or under the surface or like get to the root of the problem that maybe we haven't been able to perceive in some way at this point, that is really expanding our mind. Jupiter, Mercury the mind, Jupiter expansion, and bringing truth in one way or another, wising us up to something. So we've got that playing out. And like I said, we've also got Venus entering Sag today. Sagittarius is also ruled by Jupiter, so we again are having this highlight put on this Jupiter energy. Venus entering Sagittarius is also in a trine to Jupiter. Jupiter right now is at 29 degrees of Pisces. That's only 2 degrees out from the sign of Aries. Venus moving into the first degree of Sagittarius today. Fire sign, Aries, fire sign. So we do have Venus moving into Sag, ruled by Jupiter, forming the trine to Jupiter as well. So this is more of this expansive truth energy, but also being applied to matters of the heart, relationships, financial situations, partnerships, what we want, what we desire. We are, this is going to create a bit of an energetic shift, and we're really going to be wanting a much lighter experience of relationship dynamics over this next couple of weeks. And this is really expanding things for us and causing us to perhaps really want some truth and some freedom. The freedom to align with that truth, perhaps, that we've discovered. This is what we're likely really to be yearning for, starting now and as the shift carries through and we head towards Sagittarius season generally. But we've got that vibe shift going on today as well. And then we are also in this third quarter square moon energy. We began our new moon with the sun and the moon coming together in the sign of Scorpio. I believe that was back on October 25th. I could be wrong about that, but I think that was the date. And then we just had our full moon, which was the halfway point in this cycle, on the 8th. And now here we are today. We have the moon coming to the sign of Leo, another fixed sign. We are in a Scorpio season, which is a fixed sign. So when the moon hits the fixed signs, when we're in a fixed sign cycle, that's when we get our quarter moons and our full moon, or half moon, whatever. Anyways, so that's where we're at. We're at third quarter square moon today, and this is the phase of the month where things are like we're doing the necessary tasks to bring whatever we started with the new moon to some type of completion or resolution or closure, or we're taking action to just make something happen for ourselves, to complete something in some type of way, or to conquer something that's been a challenge that we've been struggling with maybe throughout this period of time. So we've got the third quarter square moon energy today, and it's also a very lively, inspired, fiery energy that's coming through as well. We're dealing in a Leo moon. We're dealing in Venus moving into Sagittarius. We also just have all of this like intense Scorpio energy going on as well. So it's a combination of like fire and intensity. And then when we add in perhaps these revelations or conversations or news or whatever we're learning, there could just be things sort of at play today that are really lighting a fire us or inspiring us or bringing a level of intensity that is motivating us to really, again, like complete something, finish something, close something out, like conclude something, or like conquer or overcome something that perhaps has been presenting challenges to us throughout this period of time. So that's the main three aspects that we're looking at today, the energetic imprints that we're looking at. Mercury trine, Jupiter, huge. Venus entering Sag, again, Jupiterian influence, but in the realms of heart, love, relationships, money, and then this third quarter square energy, which could be bringing things up again from the new moon, what began around that period of time, or from the full moon, things that maybe came up with this big blood moon eclipse that we just had on November 8th as well. So we are culminating, closing things out that began with this new moon and Scorpio cycle. So that's where we're at. We are likely to be, again, seeing the truth about something today, and insight is both penetrating, deep, and expansive. This is what we're dealing in. There could be some positive or fortunate news that is coming through, or some beneficial, successful, productive conversations or meetings going on with this Mercury energy and this Jupiter influence. One thing that we have to keep in mind, you guys, right now, Jupiter is coming into a position, into a place of prominence this 2022 year, and is about to start really running the show for this next couple of weeks. Jupiter is a great benefic. Jupiter brings blessings. Jupiter brings success. Jupiter brings truth. Jupiter brings freedom. Jupiter brings wisdom. So in optimism and hope and trust and faith and belief in ourselves and universe, God and divine, we are likely to be starting to feel a bit better and better and better over this next couple weeks. And things should actually start working in our favor moving forward from now, really like throughout the course of the next 5 or 6 weeks or so. And there could, like I said, with the Mercury Jupiter influence, this facilitating trine energy, conversations, and then luck, blessing, success, there could definitely be some beneficial or successful, productive conversations going on, or meetings as well. Any Mercury type stuff, any brainstorming or meetings or just conversations and stuff like that are likely to go very well and have a successful, productive outcome in this energy. There could, like I said, because of the third quarter square at play, be this level of conflict or tension that is presenting today as well that we have to sort of navigate or overcome. But again, with all this Jupiter energy, the results are likely to be good. The outcomes are likely to be favorable. The things that began, like I said, with this new moon and Scorpio cycle are trying to come to a conclusion. Now, this is likely to be a very, very, very active, busy day. Mercury, Gemini in the trine to, but we already have Mars in Gemini retrograde that is really like adding a level of just things being sort of all over the place right now as well. But with Mercury trining Jupiter, Mercury rules like our movement back and forth and our plans and our schedules and what we have going on, like our task lists and the interactions and the encounters and the places we need to be and people we need to see and things we need to do and talk about. And so when we've got this energy being expanded in the facilitating trine to Jupiter, it's just likely to be a very busy day with like a lot happening and sort of just like one of those days where there's like a lot of moving parts kind of. Things could be coming at us really fast, and they could also be sort of coming to a head today in this energy. But again, I feel like things that are coming to a head in this energy are heading towards a successful resolution in one way or another. And this is excellent, you guys. I have to say, excellent energy for relationships, any type of relationship dynamics. This is blessings in love and money. You know, we do still have Mars retrograde in a square to Neptune, and this is coming into its exactness again. Mars is moving backwards now, and this is a very tight square. So we do still want to be, you know, cautious and strategic and not just being overly impulsive in our choices, in our decisions, in our actions. However, again, this Jupiter influence, I feel like, is doing a lot to sort of maybe balance us out a little bit or provide some wisdom or just some generalized luck in terms of what we are doing at this point in time. And I do feel like this is very blessed energy for, like I said, any type of relationship dynamics. The current relationships that we have are likely to be, you know, more just positive and thriving at this period of time. And relationships also that are coming into our lives right now are likely to be very like blessed in one dimension or another also. This is also good expansive energy for money, finances, stuff like that. So really, and again, we are moving into this energy. This is not like we're in this today and then it's going to be turned off tomorrow. No, this energy is like starting now and it's really building over the course of this next couple of weeks. So really shifting the vibe and things, you guys. We are sort of, I feel like, entering a period of time where we may finally be starting to see some of the like blessings in disguise energy that Uranus may have been representing over this past like year and a half period of time or so, or sort of like some of the positive aspects or dimensions of some of these more big changes that have been taking place over this period of time. I feel like we are starting to, in this energy, sort of experience maybe some rewards for some of the more difficult challenges and karmic burdens that we've had to overcome and the cycles that we've been in the process of breaking. I think that universe is sort of giving us a little pat on the back and giving us some things that will make us happy over this next couple of weeks. So I do feel like we're headed generally in a pretty positive direction. Today, though, very much about both this deep and expansive viewpoint or exposing something to us that is showing us the truth somehow. And not only that, giving us an ability to create a remedy to a root issue or a root problem, back to that x-ray photograph, helping with the diagnosis. This Jupiter energy, this Jupiter Mercury energy, this expansive yet also deep and penetrating insight into things is helping us to generate some type of a solution. And Jupiter trine Mercury, this is also represents, again, these big ideas, these big solutions that could be coming to us. So it's like, on one hand, it's like a double dose of, it's like we're being given both sides of the coin today. On one hand, we are being given the ability to really see with that x-ray vision into the root of the problem. But on the other hand, we're simultaneously being gifted with these big ideas to solve the problem. So we're being shown the problem, and we're also coming up with the remedy for the problem, sort of intertwined and woven into one energy. So it's likely to be a very lively mental day. There are probably lots of conversations going on, probably a lot of surprising stuff too, maybe things that we wouldn't expect, talking about like, we are in this cycle as well that is being ruled by the South Node and the past. This could be really stuff pertaining to the past as well. Also with Mars currently retrograde in the sign of Gemini while we have Mercury in the trine with Jupiter today. This could also be presenting solutions in regards to where we have gotten off track or places that we have been like sort of working against ourselves or sabotaging ourselves in one way or another. We may sort of receive some type of spontaneous idea or solution or insight or, truth into our own behavior and, what we can do to fix it or to make a better choice or a better decision moving forward. All of these type of things could be coming through with this Jupiter Mercury energy that we have going on today. But lots of talk, lots of big information, and it's going to be about the truth, diagnosing a problem, what the root issue is, what's really been going on. But big ideas again, big conversations, big information. Positive interactions generally, though, when we have this Jupiter Mercury situation. We do want to be careful a little bit with the Mars square Neptune related themes because Jupiter Mercury can give us a tendency to sort of overblow things or say too much. We want to be careful that we're not sort of putting our foot in our mouth today or just like oversharing or overshowing our hands in one way or another. Remember, strategy and being strategic and being self-disciplined is also a major dimension of how energy will work in our favor at this point in time. So we really kind of want to be careful with saying too much or like going over the top or going overboard somehow. But ultimately, again, like with the Jupiter influence at play, I really don't think that we can do too much harm to ourselves in this energy just because of how it is. But, it might just be in our best interest to sort of be very conscious, okay, of what we're saying, how we're saying it, how, the amount maybe of information that we are allowing ourselves to expose today. Because again, this X-ray photograph, like we could be through this gift of gab sort of in this big mouth as well, Jupiter, Venus, or Jupiter, Jupiter, Mercury having like a big mouth today. We could also be sort of being the X-ray photograph and like exposing some things. So that's sort of how things are going today, and we do just want to make sure that we are not sort of just being a big old blabbermouth and just using this energy to excess in a way that may not be in our highest and our best, while we do also have, I'm saying this mostly again, because we do also have Mars and square to Neptune, which can make us a little bit confused sometimes as well. And with Mars in the sign of Gemini, retrograde in the square to Neptune, yeah, we might just want to keep it a little bit, keep the lid on maybe just a little bit if we can today. So that is really my only word of caution in the energy today. Let's talk more specifically now about this Venus moving into Sag. Again, this is going to create an energetic shift because we have a personal planet that is moving signs. We're going from this very, very, very strong Venus and Scorpio vibe that has really been a very significant thing throughout the course of this Scorpio cycle, because Venus was also combust, which also creates Venus Scorpio energy, and eclipsed, which also emphasizes the Venus Scorpio energy. So we have been in like the utmost of Venus Scorpio vibes over this Scorpio cycle. And this is about like legitimately like the deep core truth of who we are and what we want and what we feel and what we want to relate with and what we value, with all of sort of the fat cut off, like all of the extra, all of the surface, shallow, image related stuff sort of eclipsed, removed, gone. This is just like the core truth of what we want, what we desire, in a very like primal, passionate way as well. But it also holds like a very strong seed of wisdom because it's so aligned with like the core of our authentic identity in terms of what our soul truly, truly desires for. That's what we've been dealing with. We've been detaching ourselves from the more false portrayals of our image, sort of, as this Venus Scorpio energy energy, this Venus eclipse energy, this Venus combust energy is playing out. But now when we have Venus moving in the sign of Sagittarius, this is a much more light-hearted Venus vibe. Again, we have Venus in the sign of Jupiter, the great benefic, all about expansion and freedom and truth. So we've discovered the core depths of our heart by this point in time, what it is that we truly, truly value, the root of our desires. And now we want the freedom to be able to actually attain and go after and align with and embody and like expand into this heart-based truth that we've come to. We are ready to, with this expansive Jupiter Sagittarius energy, really like blow up into, embody into, expand into these truths that we've come to. And again, have the freedom to do so in a much more lighthearted way. It's not so serious anymore. People are likely to be a bit more jovial, wanting to relate more, not so deep, not so serious, everything with Venus and Sagittarius. It is accentuating also the Jupiter trines that we have going on, Jupiter trining Mercury. Of course, like I said, Venus is in a trine to Jupiter as well, moving into Sagittarius. The sun is also moving into a sign with Jupiter. So Venus moving into Jupiter, this is putting a greater emphasis on this Jupiterian energy, and it really is blessed times again for love and money, you guys. Very big love, passionate desires and feelings. We want it all when we have Venus in the sign of Sagittarius, and this, like I said, is really excellent for any types of relationship dynamics that we have going on right now. Likely to be, as I was saying earlier, very fired up, sort of, and inspired to, in this third quarter square moon energy, conquer something, finish something, complete something, resolve something. That is sort of where this comes into it. We have a Leo moon today, which is really sort of setting our soul on fire. We have Venus moving into Sagittarius in the trine to Jupiter. This is really like causing a desire and a want for this freedom to align with what is in the truth of our heart. And there may be some things that are underway right now as a result of this Scorpio cycle, as a result of this cycle of endings, really what this Scorpio cycle has been representing and marking, where we are coming to the end of something where we need to make something happen, we need to get something done, we need to complete something in some type of way, we just need to work to bring something to closure, or we're just engaged in working something in order to achieve results in some type of a way as well. That could also be how this energy is playing out. We are definitely not likely to be taking no for an answer in the energy today, though, I can tell you that. But it's working in our interest, it's working for us, and we will likely successfully achieve whatever desire or outcome or, want that we are pursuing in this energy today. Universe is assisting and facilitating our ability to achieve our desires and the energy as playing out today, but it's also, coming through this mental inspiration or these big ideas that are helping us to like overcome things and to make them happen as well. Despite, like I said, we do have some big squares playing out in the sky today. We do have Mars squaring Neptune, like I've been talking about. We are in third quarter square energy. The moon is squaring the sun, and Mercury and Venus are right there as well. So, this does create an atmosphere or a climate of some tension, of some conflict, of some more intensity, some things that need to be overcome, some roadblocks or some obstructions that might be popping up again today. But Jupiter trine Neptune, like you guys, the news is going to be good natured and it's going to lead to success somehow. Even if there is something that pops up today, like we'll do whatever we need to do to like conquer it or to overcome it and to achieve some type of successful outcome or to learn something significant in one way or another. A successful day that shows us the truth about something significant. That is ultimately, I feel like, what the energy kind of is boiling down to for us today. So an X-ray photograph helps with the diagnosis. Jupiter trine Mercury, this big information or something could really be like blowing our mind in some type of a way as well. And the Sagittarius Venus, great for relationship dynamics that are truly in alignment with the truth of our heart and the freedom to express that, and we are overcoming. So that's what we got today going on in terms of the astrology, you guys. Let's talk about the tarot cards for a minute. We had some interesting tarot messages coming out today, but I want to tell you guys, like, whatever's going on, whatever you're struggling with right now, whatever may seem not to be happening at the moment, it's a pretty clear message that needed to come out that there is victory that is underway. Like there's going to be a victory or a successful outcome that comes about somehow in regards to whatever issues you're navigating or struggling against right now. And we may not see how that is possible. Like, we may not be able to see right now how there could be some type of turnaround, and we may feel like we're lacking a type of resource, or we're lacking a type of inspiration or motivation or courage or strength, or creativity or something like that to make something happen. But there's a need to really stand in the truth of like our heart and this energy, you guys, with this trine and this Jupiter, Sagittarius, Venus influence that's going on, and to really like come to a place within us of a sense of emotional self-control and emotional self-empowerment, because and like having and holding the faith that we are actually like aligning ourselves and discovering a sense of value within ourselves that is going to make a radical impact in terms of the way that our physical world is manifesting around us. But there's a level of not perceiving things as they truly are that is just playing out right now, and this energy has been playing out for a while, and we can't allow ourselves to sort of get stuck into a distortion on a mental level that is taking our inspiration. Okay, and I'm saying all of this because, first of all, let's talk about this. I want to say, when the cards came out, they all came out face down except for the Six of Wands. It came out right in the middle of the spread, and it came out upright. And this is the card of success. This is the card of victory. This is the card of like people like being proud of ourselves as well, and people recognizing or acknowledging our accomplishments. But this definitely just boils down into a card that is about success and victory over something. Now, the other cards that we had coming out, we had the Ten of Pentacles coming out first. This is talking obviously about an abundant and stable and successful physical environment. And when we have these two cards coming out, I feel like this is saying, you know, a victory in terms of being able to create some type of like worldly success for ourselves, or to attain some type of goal as well. I feel like this Ten of Pentacles can also talk about accomplishing perhaps like some type of goal that we've been working towards on like a physical or financial or a material level as well, that brings us like a strong sense of fulfillment. So I feel like this is saying that we need to remember that ultimately where we are going is a tangible physical experience of fulfillment in alignment with completing our goals. Like, this is a successful outcome that is coming to us. The other upright card that we had coming out in our spread today was the King of Cups. And so to me, this is also talking about this victory coming through this sense of personal self-empowerment and being in alignment with the authentic truth of our heart, and using that as a sense of empowerment that allows us to have the faith and the confidence in ourselves that we need, and the boundaries as well that we need to be able to fulfill this goal in a successful way in one way or another. Now, we had reversals coming out in our deck as well, and it's so interesting because we had the Ace of Pentacles coming out in reverse. The Ace of Pentacles, this is traditionally and generally a card of like a new opportunity that is really like a very significant and profound opportunity, and holds the potential for all growth into the Ten of Pentacles, right? The Ace of Pentacles is the first card in the progression to the Ten of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles, actually, that is the Ten of Pentacles is the promise of the Ace of Pentacles if we are able to do everything properly along the line in order to get there, in order to achieve that goal, in order to attain that level of material success and fulfillment. But that's what the Ace of Pentacles represents. And when we have it in reverse, this is perhaps like not recognizing an opportunity, or not seeing an opportunity, or feeling like we're lacking resources, or like we don't have what we need in order to get to where we want to go, in order to get to the completion of those goals. Now, on the back of the deck, we had another ace coming out in reverse, and this ace was the Ace of Wands coming out in reverse. Ace of Wands, this is this divine inspiration, this motivation, this passion, this willpower, and this creativity, and this like surge of creative energy that comes to us, that inspires us to, go on this like creative journey and really like tap into our own the fire within us in order to create and to feel empowered in our experience. And it's also interesting because what was the middle card we had coming out? It was the Six of Wands. Again, we're talking about the wands. We had the Six of Wands upright. This is about success, okay? But with two aces and the Ace of Wands on the back of the deck and the Ace of Pentacles upright, while we have the Six of Wands upright and the Ten of Pentacles upright, I feel like this to me is talking about perhaps also doubting our ability, doubting our strength, doubting our potential, doubting our motivation, doubting our inspiration, doubting whether or not we can do it, and maybe lacking this motivation or this courage or this strength or this creative like gusto to move forward, to achieve these goals and to have success and to trust our own intuition and, you know, really move in alignment with our spiritual truths and put up the boundaries where we need to become self-empowered, to, you know, have success and to come to this achievement of our goals. We may really be like doubting our resources or doubting our strength, doubting our courage, our motivation, our capabilities, our like ability to ground our ideas into reality as well. But here's the thing, we had another card, we had another king coming out. We had a King of Cups upright, but we also have a King of Swords in reverse. And King of Swords in reverse, this is a card of like deception. This is lies. This is lack of clarity, things not being truthful, things not being a distortion really. So, and it's so interesting as well because we're talking about Mars retrograde in the sign of Gemini, okay? That really to me is this King of Swords in reverse energy in the square to Jupiter and Neptune in the sign of Pisces, this King of Cups energy. So I feel like with this King of Swords coming here as well and these two reversals of the Ace cards, I do feel like this is sort of indicating that, because these were all the cards that are in reverse. You guys, don't you see the cards that are upright were the King of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, the Six of Wands. The cards that are in reverse, the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, the King of Swords. So whatever doubt that we might be feeling or lack of potential or lack of resource or lack of ability or lack of strength, this is the deception, this is the lie, this is the distortion, this is this Mars square Neptune energy, like a false understanding of our own capabilities and our own perception that is actually sabotaging us and creating like essentially like an illusion that is keeping us from seeing the truth of our ability to create this success, to have the success in achieving our goals through coming into this alignment with this place of self-empowerment. And I do feel like when we're talking about the two kings next to each other in this context, and we're talking about the King of Cups upright and the King of Swords in reverse, I do feel like this is saying, you know, we need to sort of like, it's like heart over mind in this case, sort of. It's like our intuition and our deeper knowing over what our conscious mind might be telling us. Because with Mars retrograde in the sign of Gemini right now in the square to Neptune, this is a faulty perception of self, okay? This is a distorted perception of self that is interfering with our ability to trust our action and to make the right choices and to make the right decisions. However, in the same sense, it's also trying to break us out of this illusion or this delusion or this distortion in regards to our own willpower through this greater alignment with the truth of our heart and the sense of self-empowerment that brings us. So this is talking about today in the energy, you know, trusting ourselves, following our intuition, maybe more perhaps than our logic or, you know, other people's negative opinions or whatever they're saying. Remember, we do have this Mercury Jupiter energy today that is just, people could be really just saying too much on one level of things. So we don't want to be overly attaching to people's or our own distorted perception of what we can do and what we can create from what we have now with these aces in reverse, because these cards are talking about, for sure, I mean, the victory card, the success card was what we had coming out first, just like putting the exclamation point on the foundational meaning of this reading. And so with it being the Six of Wands, this is having victory. And with the Ten of Pentacles, it is in the realms of our goals in this material world that bring us a sense of fulfillment. But it's really important that we try to align with and try to embody our an utmost in terms of a sense of emotional self-empowerment as we are going through this energy with Mars and Gemini and this Jupiter energy. Like, it's big information, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's all going to be accurate and true information. There's possibilities for big distortions, like projection, propaganda, like all of these more lower vibe Mercury square, or I mean Mars and Gemini square Neptune vibes as well that we've been talking about so much lately. And you know, when we have Mercury ruling Gemini, where Mars is squaring Neptune in the trine to Jupiter, who's also in Pisces, also sort of in a loose conjunction to Neptune right now as well. This, you know, we do just want to be careful that we are not buying into some type of an illusion or a distortion or a projection right now as well, and allowing that to create some type of just like self-sabotaging situation that goes on where we don't believe in ourselves for one reason or other. Although it's sort of hard for me to think that that's the direction how things are going to go in this energy, because Jupiter also does rule faith, trust, and belief in ourselves and in the trine to all these personal planets. Like, that ultimately is what's being facilitated. So with the King of Cups, we just want to make sure that, you know, we are really truly centered in our intuition and in our core and everything, all the deep truths that this Scorpio cycle has brought us into contact with, so that we are not like attaching to like projections or false truths that may also be being expanded and presented in this energy as well. But at the end of the day, you guys, the X-ray photograph, I do think that this is all about really helping us to get to the core of something and come up with some really good solutions that help to break us out of some type of pattern. Again, we are in this Scorpio cycle. This is the karmic breaking cycle. This is the karmic detox. This is, you know, we are releasing ourselves from patterns of the past sort of across the board right now. So this third quarter square energy with Mercury trining Jupiter could also be really giving us the ideas or the insight, or opening our mind in such a way and our heart in such a way as well, with Venus also moving to Sag. That really helps us to do that. So I feel like today is a lovely day, you guys, and I really like the energy that we have present today. Let's grab one more card, synchronicity card, God, Spirit, Universe. What else do we need to know? What advice would benefit us as we're going through this day today? Here's a card popping out. It says dream. So we're keeping our eye on the prize today, you guys. And shout for joy, all ye who are upright in heart. Psalms 32:11. Your biggest joy will be in the knowledge that you have overcome setbacks and disappointments. That's what I was saying today, you guys, with this third quarter square moon energy that we have going on. We are overcoming some things today. Be persistent, believe in your dreams, continue going forward. God does not give us a dream without giving us the means to attain it. That's also exactly what these tarot cards are saying. Believe in your dreams, right? This King of Cup energy. We need to align with our emotional truth. This Pisces Neptune energy, the God, universe, great spirit, the divine vision that is held for us, and a true embodiment of our emotional truth that is coming through. And then this Ten of Pentacles, you know, your dreams, like what we want to make manifest, and we will have success over it. That's what the cards are saying as well. God does not give us a dream without giving us also the means to attain that dream, and we just need to be persistent and stay strong in our faith and not doubt ourselves with these aces in reverse and this King of Swords in reverse energy as well. This is the self-doubt. We don't need to do that right now because good things are coming. We're heading in the right direction, you guys. So that's what I have to say today, you guys. Message from the stars, a message from the cards. If you guys like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, you guys, if you think they would like this kind of content too. Leave me comments. I am so grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being here. I love hearing how these energies are affecting you as well. Thank you all so much for being here with me. I have a Facebook page, a Facebook group, a website, and some other socials in my description box below if you're into any of that. And come back with me tomorrow, you guys. We will have another probably jam-packed day of astrology. Let's see what we have going on tomorrow on the 17th. Oh, tomorrow we've got Mercury moving into Sagittarius, and Mercury will be coming into a conjunction with Venus, and we will have the sun moving into a trine with Jupiter. So we're going to have all that and more to talk about tomorrow. I will be here. You should be here too. You don't want to miss it. And until then, everybody have a beautiful day, and I will see see you again. Bye, guys.